Addressing the challenges looming over the EU, Donald Tusk also pointed out national egoism and the decline of faith in political integration. Earlier, we discussed his warnings with our guests.
Clearly panicky. They're panicking. Not only Mr. Tusk, who is appalled, by the way, and of course who puts Russia among the enemies. If Europe is disintegrating, which is unfortunately reality, it's not because of Mr. Trump. It's not because of ISIS. It's because the Europeans don't believe in it anymore, and that they don't deliver a good work, neither in Parliament, nor the Council, nor the European Commission. That's clear to all now. I mean, we could see the end of the euro this year, and we blame Donald Trump. I mean, this is ridiculous.
In fact, Mr. Trump, President Trump, with his policy and the step he made in his first 10 days, in office, is just challenging the basic tenet of the EU, globalism, about climate, about refugee. Is doing exactly the reverse than the EU has been doing for the last, 10 or 15 years, with all the failure that we know. And I think that they do not know really how to cope with this new reality, and therefore the panic, and therefore also the kind of statement.
NATO's anti-Russia drills are being ratcheted up as Germany begins the mass deployment of tanks to Lithuania. The mission's seen as the most unprecedented military build-up in the region since the Second World War, aimed at, as NATO puts it, responding to Russian aggression. Earlier this week, joint U.S.-Polish military training with 3,500 American troops kicked off in Poland. The military exercises also involved the host nation's troops, tanks and many other military vehicles. Now, before arriving in the city of Żagań in the southwest of the country, U.S. troops were first deployed to Germany at the start of the year. As you watch the map here, forces move on to, Baltic states like Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, which of course, as you can see there, all border Russia. And the following video emerged on a YouTube channel covering military events and missions from the Pentagon. It shows Polish people welcoming American troops with U.S. flags and doing some soldier selfies.
Today we got a static display here in downtown Żagań, Poland. So a local Polish unit brought out their vehicles, as you can see here. It's awesome. My last deployment was to Qatar, and interaction with the population there was very limited. And here, everybody's super welcoming. They're excited Americans are here. The Polish soldiers are, swapping patches with me and my soldiers, and it's awesome. It's nice to be like part of an allied force,
This big maneuver scares me, and I'm here to speak out against it.
When they bring troops and armor here, it only fuels the conflict more. It doesn't solve it. And while I will say my opinion. It is not right.
We spoke with Elsa Rasbach, an anti-NATO activist and member of War Resisters International.
It's a huge exercise, unprecedented since the end of the Cold War. Any error, any kind of, many things could happen that could lead out of these exercises to a real conflict. So many people in Germany are hopeful that there will be peace made with Russia and are very fearful that a war could develop out of these kinds of exercises, which seem to indicate a willingness to go to war. Of course, it appears aggressive to people in Russia, and it is not the way to peace. The way to peace is negotiation and to include Russia in the security plans.
Well, the supposed Russian threat would presumably originate from the Russian Defense Ministry, the inner workings of which are a tightly guarded secret. RT's Kevin Owen now examining some of the mysteries surrounding life inside the Russian Pentagon.